Hey children, today in this class we are going to discuss about the topic what is inside our eyes from lesson number 13, that is light. So before we begin, let us have a glance at what we are going to discuss in our today's class. We are going to begin with structure of human eye and what are the parts involved in human eye, that is cornea, pupil, iris and also the retina, and what are the two types of nerve cells present in retina, and also working of the eye, how optic nerve sends signals to the brain and how are we able to interpret the image. And we're also going to discuss about the blind spot, and after that we are going to see what is the function of eyelids. This is the structure of human eye, and these are the parts of human eye. Those are iris, lens, cornea, ciliary muscle and retina and the optic nerve. As you can see here, human eye has a roughly spherical shape. Okay, and we all know that we are able to see things because we are able to see through our eyes, right? But how exactly are we going to see this? Like how exactly the image is forming? We are able to see because the image of the things which we see, the light coming from the image enters into the eyes. That's how we are able to see the things or an image or a portrait or anything. So we will be able to see things only when light coming from them enters our eyes. This way. Now this is a candle, right? So the light from the candle enters into our eyes, and that's how we are able to see the candle. Now let us see about each and every part of eye. The first part is the transparent front part, that is cornea. Cornea is a transparent structure. As it is transparent, we are able to see the pupil and the iris. See, clearly it is visible, right? This is the cornea. It is a transparent part, and before this, the outer coat of the eye is white color and it is so tough that it can protect the interior of the eye. So the transparent front part of the eye is called as cornea. And now behind the cornea there is a structure called as iris. As we all can see, behind the cornea there is a structure called as iris. Yes. So when we talk about iris, like if a person's eye is in blue color or green color, generally we refer to the color of the iris only. So that is what gives color to the eye. See, this is where iris is located, just behind the cornea. And the middle part, which is now looking like a black dot, is nothing but the pupil, and the size of this pupil is controlled by the iris. See, the inner, this black dot like structure is nothing but the pupil. Um, it is surrounded by the iris, and the size of the pupil is also controlled by the iris. See, and the iris also controls the light that is entering into our eye. If like more amount of light is entering into the eye, its size decreases, or else it will accommodate more light. See, this is how the size of the pupil is controlled by the iris. And the last part is the lens. So as you can see here, this lens is nothing but this white structure. This lens focuses light on the back of the eye and also on the layer of the retina. Okay, see, yeah. Now let us move to our second step. As we have discussed, the lens focuses light on the back of the eye on a layer called as retina, right? So this yellow color line like structure is nothing but the retina. Yeah. So the retina contains several nerve cells. So these sensations felt by the nerve cells are transmitted to the brain through the optic nerve. So optic nerve is nothing but this one. This yellow colored part which with red stripes is nothing but the optic nerve. So whatever the sensations felt by the nerve cells are transmitted to the brain through this optic nerve. Let us see how this happens. See, the optic nerve is carrying to the brain. As I told, there are two kinds of cells. Okay, one is the cones and the other one is the rods. Okay, the yellow colored ones are the cones. This, the yellow colored ones are the cones which are sensitive to bright light, and the blue colored ones are the rods which are sensitive to dim light. So there is a junction. See, as I told, this yellow colored line, this one is the retina, right? So here at this junction, there are no sensory cells present. So as we do not have any sensory cells over there, is there any vision possible? Because sensory cells are the ones which carries signals to the brain, right, through the optic nerve. So as there are no sensory cells, there is no vision possible at that spot, and hence that spot is known as blind spot. And coming to the function of eyelids, we all know that eyelids prevent any object from entering into our eyes. So generally, any object or any dust particles, or if at all the air is blowing very heavily, what happens? Our eyelids generally closes, right? So that is an action of our body to protect the eye from the dust. So eyelids generally prevent any object from entering into our eye, and also eyelids will shed whenever there is so much light, or whenever the light rays are very intense, and when they are not required, the eyelids will shut. So eyelids basically protect our eyes. And also there is a certain distance where a human eye can read comfortably. So if a person tries to read something by putting it very close to a eye, the image looks blurred, right? That is because they're not able to see the image clearly, because they are putting it very close to the eye. So the comfortable distance at which one can read with a normal eye is 25 centimeters. So make sure you all also read in a distance of 25 centimeters. Okay. And next, coming to the defects. Like some persons can see objects which are very close but cannot see the distant objects very clearly. Okay. And on the other hand, some persons cannot see the objects which are nearby, but they can see the distant objects. that is at infinity position. Yeah. So such conditions can be corrected using corrective lenses. Yes. And next, there is a condition called as cataract. This is basically seen in old age people. Like their eyes become foggy and their vision is a little bit clouded because of the cataract condition. Like as you can see here, not from through the normal lens, the whatever the light comes from the object or the thing which we see enters into the eye. But whereas it when in cataract eye, it becomes clouded, and whatever the light is coming from the object, it doesn't enter into the eye clearly. So when it happens, there is a loss of vision, right? So then the persons are said to have cataract. And sometimes it becomes extremely severe that they lose their sight also. So it is possible to treat this defect. Like this defect is treated by removing the opaque lens, and it is fixed with the new one. Now let us see how much you have understood from this topic. So what is the transparent front part of the eye called? This is a very easy one. When you imagine the structure of eye, I have shown you a transparent front part that is called as cornea. Yes. And what is the function of the lens in the human eye? To focus light on the retina, is it? Yes. What is the most comfortable distance at which one can read with a normal eye? This is one of the most important one. Yes, that is about 25 centimeters. Thank you.